Hello folks, welcome to OTD, also known as On the Deck, where you can get all the sports you need. My name is Adam Orduna. This is my mom, Gina.
He is a journalist.
She's the enthusiast.
I am, because it's the holidays.
Yes.
It's the holiday week. It's
Happy
the best time.
Thanksgiving week.
Yes.
We are 2 days away from Thanksgiving, and we are very excited.
Your show has been lining up on the holidays.
I
You
know.
Halloween was a Tuesday.
Yes.
Thanksgiving is always a Thursday,
Right.
so we'll see.
It's awesome. We're really excited for all the food that's going to take place.
We like
We're going to eat, and I'm not even going to do any body shaming of myself or thinking twice about doing a workout. I am going to gorge myself.
Fat and stretchy pants.
Exactly.
I actually have a really nice stretchy skirt I'm planning to
Have
wear
you
to dinner.
seen those stretchy pants with the elastic band? They're new. They're trying to advertise them for people on Thanksgiving so that way people can eat and then not have to change their pants afterwards. It's just, when I saw that commercial, I couldn't believe it.
I believe it. And I didn't know. I should have thought of it.
It's a really good idea.
You make it look like dress pants from here now, but you got
It's this huge elastic band with turkeys over it. It is specifically for Thanksgiving. It's a great idea. I'm sure they're going to make some good money off of it.
Phenomenal idea.
Yes, exactly.
Well, we were off last Thursday, so we got a lot of catching up to do.
I was out of town last Thursday, and we missed Thursday, but we will not miss this week.
No, we're coming
We will
to
do
you
a
on Thanksgiving.
special Friends Friday edition for the end of the week as well. But we want to give you the weekend sports news update, as there is always a lot of news this time of year with football going on, basketball started, and now we are really in the heat of college football with the college football playoff rankings in place, and the Heisman Trophy race is kind of a one-man lead, really, but it is starting to kind of solidify as there are some other athletes getting into that race as well. But let's talk about the NFL and how Jerry Jones basically has been told to sit down and keep quiet as he tried to take on the commissioner, as he was upset with what happened with Ezekiel Elliott and the 6-game suspension. There was a lot of speculation whether or not Ezekiel Elliott would have to serve that suspension this year or maybe next year. There were some under-the-table talks and deals going on that I think Jerry Jones thought was going to secure Zeke's playing time this year, and that did not play out the well Jerry Jones thought it was going to. And so Jerry Jones hired all these high-profile lawyers to take on the league and Roger Goodell, and that did not go so well. What are some of the things that happened that you know of that took place throughout this battle between the league and Jerry Jones?
Well, word on the street, word on the street is that Jerry Jones was indeed under the assumption, because he thinks he was told by Roger Goodell personally, don't worry about the Zeke thing. And if you go back to last spring, Jerry Jones said emphatically, I guarantee he won't have a suspension.
Right.
So something did happen that Jerry felt like he was guaranteed.
Something said.
Well, Roger came back with the noops, never mind, I'm the commissioner. So Jerry, who signed off in May on this contract extension, then said, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. No, sir, you lied to me. So now I'm coming for you. And there's a thing called the competition committee, which puts together Goodell's contract, which Jerry had signed off on. So then Jerry said, I'm going to sue the NFL. I'm going to create, and they finally said, shut up, please. That is what they said to Jerry. Can I give you the quote?
Yes, please.
In the letter that the Wall Street Journal obtained that the competition committee sent to Jerry Jones in response to the rumors he was going to sue him, it said, quote, your tete-a-tete, your personal issue with Roger Goodell has exhibited conduct unbefitting an owner and is damaging the league's image.
Wow.
Other words, shut up, please.
Well, Jerry Jones was pulling out all the stops. He's got investments with Papa John's, and the Papa John's CEO guy came out and was talking about how this was
the kneeling thing and how Goodell didn't
all
handle
these different
that well.
angles coming out against.
He has, by the way, come out and apologized.
Yes, he has.
Pizza Hut said, we don't care what you do, just order our stuff.
Right, exactly. There's just been so many different angles coming on with the Jerry Jones stuff, and it's not even anymore about Ezekiel Elliott and his own name and him trying to kind of reclaim his own future, it's now switched from that to Jerry Jones taking on the NFL and Roger Goodell.
You know what a billionaire like Jerry Jones doesn't want anybody to tell him what to do? Well, when you have 30 other billionaires, they don't want Jerry Jones telling them what to do.
Right, exactly.
And that's what they said. They're like, look, this is personal. Bob Kraft had to take his lumps.
Yeah.
You have to take your lumps.
Yep.
The commissioner is making us money. He's building a stadium.
Yes. He's done a great job of trying to make the NFL more global. There's games played in Mexico. They're doing the stuff in London, really trying to make it a lot more universal and reach a fan base outside of the U.S. And so Roger Goodell has been dinged or knocked for not really being a visionary. He's kind of been criticized for kind of being behind the eight ball. He's a lot more reactionary.
Sure.
But I think there are still a lot of good things that he has done, promoting the Play 60, doing all the military stuff when it comes to our servicemen and women.
Well, they charge the military for that.
They
by
do.
the way.
They do. Which
that's a whole nother topic. But they charge the military to come and do that.
Right. But I do think when it comes to certain leagues, the NFL has a responsibility to the people and to its fan base. And I think they do a pretty good job of promoting a lot of good charity work and things like that.
They have. And even though people are talking about ratings, the profits are as high as they've ever been.
Absolutely.
We got new stadiums
Jersey
going up
sales
all
are
over
great.
the place.
Yeah.
Jersey sales. So Roger is doing his job.
Yeah.
And basically the owner said, this little fight is conduct unbefitting an owner and damaging to the league.
Exactly.
AKA, shut up.
Period.
Please.
Drop the mic. End of discussion. We're moving on. All right. Well, let's actually talk about the NBA a little bit. We just want to note that it's still very early in the season.
Oh my goodness.
And
don't even count. But
right now, there's really not a lot of great headlines, but we do want to talk about the Celtics. And everyone was kind of questioning Kyrie Irving for why he would want to leave LeBron James. We all really know why he left, because LeBron James is just really hard to play with. He's hard to get along with as a teammate. And so he said, I'm taking my talents somewhere else. And he ended up getting traded to Boston. And so the Celtics right now are on a 16-game winning streak.
Wow.
That is really awesome. One of those wins is against Golden State even. Now, granted, it was in Boston. It wasn't at Golden State, at Oracle. But still, that's a really big win. So congratulations to them and Kyrie.
I'm super happy for Kyrie.
I'm glad it's starting to work out for them.
Man, every time I would watch the Dablasted Cavaliers play the Warriors, I just was rooting so hard against the Cavs. But then you'd see Kyrie out here doing his thing. You can't help but root for the guy.
And everyone thought that the season might be done once Gordon Hayward broke his foot.
No.
And they're still rolling. So
well,
that's
they got a young, great coach.
Yep.
And there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the good part of the NBA.
Yes.
Let's talk about some other nonsense.
Well, we all know about Lonzo. Lonzo was the rookie, number 2 overall pick for the Lakers. He's got 2 triple doubles, the youngest rookie to ever do that. But a big reason for him getting to where he is because of his dad. His dad, we all know, LaVar, has just been a ring master, a circus master, whatever you want to call him, loudmouth, self-promoter, I don't know.
Huckster, shucking
you know,
idiot,
misogynistic,
clown,
you know, inappropriate word, whatever.
Buffoon,
all of that.
Yeah.
And so we all know that his middle son, LiAngelo, plays college basketball at UCLA. They took a trip over to China to play a basketball game against Georgia Tech. Well, in the midst of all that going on, LiAngelo and 2 other UCLA players decided to be shoplifters and take sunglasses and merchandise from the Louis Vuitton store there in China,
and
they got
other stores
caught, and they basically were put on house arrest at the hotel that they were staying at, and it was this big ordeal. Luckily, President Trump was overseas and was actually over there in Asia and was over there in China. So you see how all of these things worked out in their favor for the fact that President Trump was over there. He was in China, being a diplomat, trying to make things better for everyone, and he was able to help get those boys out of trouble, basically able to bring them home. And now there's this big feud between President Trump and LaVar Ball, because President Trump, because he's got a huge ego, wanted to have a big thank you from LaVar Ball, and LaVar Ball basically tried to blow him off by saying, President, who am I supposed to thank? And so there's these Twitter battles going on between LaVar and President Trump. LaVar Ball was on CNN trying to explain himself, and It's just this long story that just no one wants to talk about. But what are your quick thoughts on this?
2 idiots.
2 idiots. Okay,
Two
yeah,
idiots.
I would agree with that.
But I will say in this case, LaVar is in the wrong.
I would also agree with that.
When someone does a favor for you or your child,
Right.
you say thank you and move on.
Exactly.
Donald Trump has no business out there begging for praise and
Right.
thank you. You're the president. You did what you're supposed to do, which is help Americans. But the fact
Yep,
is he tweeted,
correct.
I need a thank you. The kids all got up on
Yes.
national TV and thanked him. And instead of LaVar shutting his mouth
Yep.
or just saying, well, we appreciate what the president did and move on, he like, who?
Right.
2 idiots. But in this case, LaVar is 100% in the
Correct.
wrong.
And he's been wrong a lot.
Well, that's not new.
Well, okay, so that's the NBA stuff we kind of want to talk about. I guess it was a little college basketball, but there was more just LaVar and Donald Trump. Let's talk about college football quickly. Coaching carousel continues to roll on. UCLA, as we have been saying the whole time, let go of Jim Mora. Just another big-time school letting go of their head coach. Baker Mayfield will not start, and he lost his captain status for OU against KU. There was a bunch of stuff that happened. We're really sad about that.
On
We'll
your
talk
next
about it
show,
on the
too.
next show. And then college football playoff rankings.
Are ridiculous. Bama number 1, Clemson number 2, which is the ridiculous part. Miami number 3, Oklahoma 4. And you got Wisconsin sitting at 5 and Auburn at 6.
Yes.
It'll work itself out, folks.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
And those are just the quick hits and weekend sports news update that we wanted to give
Lots
you.
of sports
It's
going
a
on.
lot of sports.
Lots of
Things
drama.
are heating up.
Drama.
Exactly. So,
And turkey.
And turkey. Exactly. We'll continue to follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, type in my name, Adam Orduna, and like our Facebook page, type in OTD. We want to say we appreciate your time, folks, and we'll see you again.